Besides my, as like many of you, I wear many hats as well. So, I currently help with the maple syrup and pancake mix fundraiser that we introduced 2 years ago. Last year it grew. I'm hoping that we have growth again this year and that more units pick up on it and everything else. I know tonight serves a dual purpose in terms of Bianca will be talking also about camp cards as well. But I want to first go over the maple syrup, and then I'll hand it over to Bianca to talk. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start talking about the maple syrup. And this is, for the most part, a take-only sale, meaning that there is no risk to the unit or the council in terms of any unsold product. So again, this is very similar to how we've run it the last 2 years, in that there are order forms that are currently available on the website, and I'll bring you to the website a little bit later on in the presentation. And then so the nice thing is you order what you need. There is no waste and or anything else like that. And so that's the nice thing about this sale. The sale dates, it's live. It actually went live the minute we announced it, and we had our website up and available. It is going to run through April 19th. As I mentioned earlier, there is one unit that I know has already gotten a jump start on it, and that's Pack 186 out of Abenaki. And how I know that is because I've seen some online orders that have actually started to trickle in for them. My emails just started to ping. I think one morning alone, I probably got about 5 consecutive email alerts about online orders, which is great. So in terms of the products, we do have some product changes this year. Maple syrup, there is no changes to that. We are continuing to be able to sell the pint as well as the quart. Pancake mix, there is a change there. Those of you who sold pancake mix the last 2 years or participated, we used to have 2 products available, a 13-ounce as well as an 18-ounce product. Unfortunately, due to some supply chain related issues, and Polly's have actually had to change up their packaging. And so they have one size pancake mix that's currently available. That's an 18-ounce bag of pancake mix, and it does have a zip tie at the top, so you can zip across it and seal it. We did introduce, as a result of losing one of the pancake mixes, we did also introduce the 6-piece maple candy, and again, the return of maple sugar as well. Troop 19 actually sold the maple candy this past year and did pretty decent with respect to that. In terms of how the pricing works with respect to maple syrup, there's really only been one item where we actually saw a price increase this year over last year, and that is with the quart. The quart went from $27 to $30 this year. All other pricing has remained the same. Again, one of the reasons why we're actually, typically we would have launched this 2 weeks ago. However, we needed, and our supplier really needed to be able to shore up our the supply line in terms of what we actually would have available to us. So again, that is one change. With respect to the quart, though, the unit would receive $9.15 of that $30. That's actually an increase over what you received last year. I believe last year that number was around $8.50. So it is a better amount or higher level that you will receive. The pint, again, you'll receive $4.50 for every pint that you sell. The pancake mix, that's also a little bit better than what you were receiving a year ago. That is pricing you can see there is definitely different from a year ago. The highest priced product that we had last year was the 26-ounce bag. I think that was selling for around $12 or $13. You can see because of the change in product, that packaging is much more expensive. than what they were using previously. So that product is now $15, and again, the unit receives $3.50. The maple candy is a new item that's been introduced this year. That item, again, selling price for that is $5. The unit receives $1.30 for every one that they sell. Maple syrup, I'm sorry, maple sugar is $6. And again, same thing, the unit receives $1.30 on that as well. So there's different ways that you can certainly sell. One of the most successful that I saw was there was one Cub Scout whose mom posted it on social media with all of her friends. I kid you not, in less than 24 hours, she had a full sheet completely. Yes, Eric, I will actually be showing you where all this information is located. A full sheet completely filled up. You can use the DWC on a website for online ordering, and this is it right here. And I'm also going to show you, if you click on the link, and this presentation will be uploaded to the website after I'm done tonight. But this is the online landing page that a customer will actually receive. I don't think you are sharing your screen. Is nobody seeing my screen?
Hold on, let me see what I did here. Hold on. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
We can see
Well,
it now.
that is pretty. I'm sorry, guys. Apologize for that. Did not realize it. I had shared it earlier. So I'll go back and relook at some things. So thank you very much for letting me know about that. This is the landing page for the online order form. So if you have somebody who wants to order product and everything, they can go here. They put the Scout's name in there. Very important that they do that, so that way the Scout gets credit. They list it, the unit type, pack, troop, crew, whatever it might be, unit number, and then they'll go in and they'll go ahead and order the various product that they want. So you can see, you can do this, and then you can kind of scroll down and everything else. You can order the quantities that you want. So this is a nice way to do it. It's very important that they also provide all of this information as well, which is their phone number, their billing address. We will not, none of this, we will not ship any of this. We will deliver this product to you, the unit, and it will be your responsibility to then deliver it to the end customer. So that is how that product works.
John, quick question.
Yes.
The credit card fees, are they being, is council taking them, or is they being passed on to the customer?
So as of right now, the plan is for the customer to pay it. I will tell you right now that that feature has not been enabled. So those who are currently ordering it, we're absorbing that fee, but the plan would be to have the customer pay that fee. Okay,
does the page have a way of showing how much that fee is going to be?
It will be 3%, that we know. So, but
Okay.
But again, I mean, we launched this, and I know that they're working with the company to fix it. If we can't fix it, it is what it is, and we'll just have to eat that cost. We won't pass that on to the unit. Okay.
Oh.
Good question, Jerry. All right. Here is the gosh, I forgot what this is called.
QR code.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the QR code for the DWC online store. And again, this is also in the leader guide that is published up on the council website as well. So you'll be able to get to it there. And again, shipping is not included. This is the responsibility of the unit. How do there's other ways that you can do it. If you don't want to use the council website, you can certainly set it up by using Cheddar Up. That's a product that I know Troop 19 uses. And Jerry, I don't know if you want to just quickly talk about your experience with Cheddar Up. I know you're a big proponent of it, and it's worked very successfully for you.
Yeah, Cheddar Up is basically it allows nonprofit organizations to set up an online store. And on that store, you can put all the information that you want into it. Our troop already has ours up. It's paying my way. Sorry, this one is paying my way.troop19.org. You can go see it, and it allows you to take it and put all your product up, collect the individual product sales, just like the council one. The only thing different with it is it allows the options of a person saying, I want to pay credit card or I want to pay check. And for check, it's only 45 cents. So they can do an e-check for 45 cents. So the unit would collect all that information and send it over to council as one lump sum.
So
if you're interested, if you're interested, my email is jrryhrrgn@gmail.com, and send me an email. And, I can help your trooper pack set up a Cheddar Up store.
Yeah, Jerry, if you could put that in the chat, that would be that would be great.
Okay.
The other option is that you can use Square Up, is another online option for you to be able to do. You can build your own free online store and use Square Up also as an option in order to sell the product. So those are two ways that you can also sell without having to use the form. Unit incentives, we did change this up a little bit. Basically, any unit that sells over $1,000, the top 10 units are going to receive the following, which is the top selling unit will receive $100 in their unit account. The second top selling unit will get 75. Third will get 50, and then 4 through 10 will each get $25 in their unit account. Those are the unit incentives. In terms of the youth incentives, if you fill a sheet, youth incentive, the first 10 are going to get a $50 campership to attend a DWC camp. The next 10 will get a $25 campership to attend a DWC camp. Those would be, again, in the leader's guide, they'll indicate where to email those sheets to, and I'll actually provide you that email address here shortly.
Can I ask a question on that fill a sheet?
Yes.
I have a couple parents asking me, does that have to be, like if they have grandmas buying 4 products, can they use 4 lines for that? Or does that have to be 1 line if it's the same person?
So I'm going to tell you, to be fair, it should be grandma on 1 line.
That's what I told them, but I told them I would ask.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. The other thing on terms of fill a sheet is that I can tell you last year we did the same incentive. We did not give away 10 camperships. We gave away double what we did the year before. I think we gave away 6 or 7 of the $50 camperships. So we didn't even expend what we had available to us last year. So if you think, gee, why do I bother to do this? You do have that option. I also tell you that if a scout fills up more than 1 sheet, he can submit the first sheet that he gets or she gets, and submits a second sheet that they have then filled. They can get another $50, or if they're in the second 10, they'll get $25. So it's not a one and done type of deal. They can, as long as they fill a sheet, and they're all different customers, and we'll check them, but they have that ability. This is the website that you'll go to, and let me go to it right now. And please tell me if you can still see this. Can you guys still see the website?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So this is the council website. How right now I brought you straight to where the maple syrup can be found. But if you were to go to the regular landing page of the council website, and you were to click on more, and then you would click on, say, resources. And then if you scroll down, you'll see over here, maple syrup and pancake fundraiser, and it'll bring you right to where I kind of brought you. So on here you can see here this is where you have the new online store. You have a Scout Leaders resources, which are here. Submit your, it comes down to here, and this kind of talks about, so here you have your Scout sales sheet, which if you were to click on that, you can download it. And so you have a sheet here that you can provide to scouts, and they can then use that in order to sell the product. All right.
Quick question for you, John.
Yeah.
So if you use a media, you send it out on Facebook and you get all your Facebook friends to sign up for the online one, is council going to then figure out how many pages, sheets they have per scout? Because they may not necessarily get the information directly.
What do you mean?
So
So if it,
I think I might understand him, John. The way that we set it up for the online system is long as whoever's ordering it credits the proper scout and the proper district and unit, Stephanie will be able to do an Excel sheet. John will actually have access to those.
Yeah,
Excel
so
sheets.
I get a report basically, Jerry, and that report is what I will use to sort it by unit. And that's why this is very important that the unit type and the unit number are filled out when they're ordering this product, because if I don't have this information, then, you know, we can probably figure it out, but this is how I'm going to basically be able to give that unit the credit and that scout the credit is that this has to be filled in up here.
So
Is
I
that-
think he means on the sheet, will they get the credit to pass that in for the
Filler sheet?
for the youth
For the filler sheet?
incentives?
No, because it's not on the sheet. If it's not on the sheet, then
Right. So they're
I
two
mean, for
different
me,
things then.
Yeah, they're two different things. And I'll be on, I mean, you know, I'm a volunteer like you guys, and for me to have to try to reconcile that.
Oh
that
yeah.
would be nuts.
No, it is. So they just don't, the onlines are not going to count towards the incentives is basically it.
The online won't count towards the fill a sheet incentive.
Perfect. Okay.
Now, I had asked that question, John, in the chat, and somebody answered that a scout could fill in that they have an online order if they know that on their sheet.
Yeah, John, this is Tyler. It was me that has been responding to the chats. Jessica chimed in, and I apologize if I answered before the full question came in. The question was, when somebody places an order and they want to submit their filler sheet, if they have a combination of in-person orders as well as online orders, can the scout receive the credit towards the incentive? The comment that I made, which I would be happy to assist with to benefit the cell, is so long as the information is properly listed, like you indicated with the scout name and unit. And my suggestion was they make a note on the fill a sheet form for the online cells that they do have, meaning that the scout would still need to track that they completed those online cells and mark that they were online to fill the sheet. We could verify that the cell was made. So I apologize on my side that I made the comment on behalf of the council to figure out how we could utilize both in-person cell and the online, only with the exception that the scout would have to mark on their fill a sheet what the online cell was. So we could verify it to make sure that they receive credit to the lines that were sold. That was what was placed in the chat.
Okay, sounds like you ruled. And
well, I apologize.
So the answer is it's going to cause a problem, and it's going to cause a problem because when that sheet gets submitted to the unit, they're going to need to differentiate between what's online versus what they have to physically receive. Because what's going to happen is I take all those online orders and I marry that up with the unit, what they've received on the order forms, and then I place one order for the unit. And so now what's happening is if those online orders are on that sheet, there's a potential here now we're going to be double ordering product.
Sorry,
maybe to not have any unit get stuck with extra product. That's the intent.
But question, John, if the person does online orders, how are we going to know who to deliver to unless you supply
You're
us
going to
with.
get a report. So what I did last year, and Nicole, I think you guys had a bunch of online.
Yeah,
is
it worked great. Yeah.
I
So-
send you a report that says, here's all the scouts that sold, or these are the individuals, scout. I give you a report that is by scout, and also who the customer is and and their address and who has to get it mailed and who has to receive it.
So
It was
at
perfect.
that time, at that time, the parent could sit down and look at the form and mark on their sheet any online orders, and then before they turn it in.
Again, I am going to highly discourage online orders going on to the fill a sheet. That's not the intent.
Okay.
All right. So again, the council website right here that has all of your information. There's the scout sheet, the product sale information, which is your leader's guide. If you were to click on that, brings this up here, which has all your information in it, and it has all the important dates. There's the QR code that I was mentioning early. Gives you a summary of the timelines that you guys need to be to know about. Oops, go back. Some of the timelines you got to, again, as I mentioned earlier, the sale dates are now until April 19th. This year, I'm inserted a first order date. And the reason why I inserted a March 31st date is because last year, everybody waited until the very end. And what happened is that there was no issue in terms of getting the maple syrup, but in terms of getting the pancake mix, it actually pushed out the lead time because of how much pancake mix had to be manufactured. And they just couldn't get it all done in the lead time that we had. So the delivery actually ended up being pushed out. Order pickup, what we'll do is once I get a confirmation from the supplier in terms of a delivery date, we will communicate that out to everybody. Pickup location at this point in time will likely be Camp Carpenter or other arrangements if made in advance. One of the things we're also going to ask is that payment is paid to council within 20 days after product pickup. We have to pay the bill to the supplier. And so we really ask that, if you guys could turn around quick and pay the invoice, that would be greatly appreciated. How do I place the order? Again, if you go back to the council website, you can click on the button that says submit your order. Tyler, that's not working. It should bring you down here to unit sales product order form. And again, what you would fill out is what district you're from. So I'm going to pick on Massabesic, unit type, troop, unit number 603. And then you obviously, who your coordinator is and all your information. And then based on the orders that you receive on it, based on the forms, you would enter, I was 20 pints is what I need, plus I need another 15 pints of quarts rather. I need 10 bags of pancake mix. I need 5 of those, and I need 6 of those. And then you would hit submit. And what's going to happen is you'll get an email once you submit this, confirming everything that you have now just ordered. And again, this will be combined with the online sales. So again, please do not have them put online sales on their order form. And again, I just showed you what this is here and everything. So product pickup, again, it can be ordered at any time, the product. One of the things that I talked to Bianca about is I will have a small amount of product available now, not now, but probably in the next week or two. And so that way, if you do sell product and you need it right away, I can certainly fulfill some needs on a short-term basis. Primary distribution center will be Camp Carpenter. And again, other arrangements can be made. Is there a leader guide? Again, I showed you where the leader's guide was. Yes, and again, that's on the Daniel Webster Council website. And again, who do you contact? Bill a sheet this is where you would scan and send the bill a sheet to, which is at mapleleaf@newhampshirescouting.org. That is where you will send that bill a sheet to. All right. Any additional questions?
John, did I hear this correctly? Any online sales is going to be mailed, the product's going to be mailed directly to the unit, and the unit is responsible for getting the product to that person?
So basically what will happen is that product will be ordered. And when you come and pick up your take order, that online product will be available and included with your order at pickup.
So shipping and handling is all burdened by the troop.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that for us, because I actually ate the cost on this one. We had somebody from Massachusetts order product, and it cost me almost $20 to mail 3 13-ounce bags of pancake mix and a pint of maple syrup. So it's not cheap. It's very expensive to mail.
Should the units be trying to anticipate costs for something like that? Or, it sounds like you can burn up any profit you have in shipping.
Yeah, I mean, again, I recognize that some people in California may want the product. I would ask them to, hey guys, the system doesn't cover this, but will you send us the money to cover the shipping?
I told my parents they'd have to pay for it themselves. The pack wasn't doing it, the unit wasn't doing it, etc. Because it's very heavy stuff to ship.
It is very heavy. Like I said, it's expensive.
But if you do get some online orders, you're going to have a form with the address of who ordered it and so on and so forth.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring up what I had sent out last year. So
it was like a packing slip last year. It was like an Excel sheet. So it would say which scout did it, who ordered it, address, what they ordered.
Right. I'll show you what it looked like.
While you're looking for that, if I can ask a follow-up question here, all the order sheets that the scouts get, they should give them together to whoever's handling the sales. They combine it all and process one order form to you for all, to the website for what we need for total product. In other words, you don't want to get 15 different scout sheets sent in.
Right. So whoever the unit coordinator is for your unit, Russell, you'll accumulate all of those order sheets. You'll add up what you need for total product to fulfill those 15 order sheets. So I'm going to real quickly share my screen again. And
so the email we send for those sheets are only if they want to try to be the first 10, if they send those sheets in, you're not going to order from the sheets that they mail in if they want to try to.
No, I will not. The unit's going to be responsible for placing the order. And again, you gather the quantities that are needed, and then based on the online is what you'll do. So Nicole, this is what you were referencing here, and you can see, the name, Ashley ordered the product. There's the mailing, there's the address, there's the phone number of the person who ordered it. That's their email address. Here's the scout's name in terms of, and then there's the unit. And then here you can see, there's your, they ordered a pint of maple syrup and then a 26-ounce pack of Holly's pancake mix. So this is the report. And again, this will be broken out by unit. And so each unit will only get what's related to them. Not they won't see what everybody, all the units information. So
thank you, John.
And just so again, let me just go back to the council page real quick for you as well. So so what you're going to do, again, just so we're all clear, is that, when you go to the council website, at the very bottom of the page here is where the unit sale product order form is. And again, this is where you would insert, the district you're from, the troop number or pack or crew, your unit number. Russell, if you're the coordinator, you would put your name here because you'll be my main contact. And then, your email address. I know an error because I didn't put the last name. Unit coordinator email, your phone number in case I have to talk to you. And then again, the number of pints you're ordering for your unit, quarts, so on and so forth. So this is one order form that you'll submit to me.
Thank
I have
you.
a question. Can I have a question, please?
Yeah.
So as a unit coordinator, if I order whatever my unit is ordering, I do not see whatever order is being placed online. I'm just going to get that information once I'm picking up my order from Camp Carpenter.
Yeah, and what I'll do, and again, Nicole, I'm glad you're on here. What I'll probably do, and I think I did it last year, is before you pick up the order, you'll actually receive a report in advance of what your unit. So like here's pack 186 right here, and so you'll get a report. I'll send you a report just for your unit prior, so you'll know in advance in terms of if you have any online orders.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's a lot easier than it sounds. It was pretty seamless last year.
John, you have a few questions. If it's all right, I could just read them and then I'll let you answer them.
Sure.
Since there are 2 dates for ordering, can we submit 2 forms for our unit?
Yeah, so you'd want to break up your, right, so if you want to accumulate your orders through March 31st, you can submit an order and you'll receive an invoice based on your March 31st order. And then if you then or place another order on April 19th, you'll get that product, and that product, you'll get another invoice for that product. And what will happen is on the March 31st product that you order, again, you'll receive an email that says product will be available. I'm going to make up a date here, call it April 10th. It will be available at Camp Carpenter, and it will be available for pickup from 10 to 2 o'clock or something like that. And at that point in time, you can pick up your March 31st order and have it beforehand and start delivering that product already.
What do we do with the paper sheets after submitting the unit order? How do we submit full sheets? Sorry if I missed it.
So in terms of submitting the full sheet, so what you would want to do, and again, it's important, as soon as they complete that sheet, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to scan it, that sheet, and you're going to want to email it, and I'll put it in the chat here. But you're going to want to email it to Maple. Actually, I'll just bring up the sheet, the slide again, and that way everybody can see it.
And then that will cover the last question, I believe, as well.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you would
actually
want to email that fill a sheet to mapleleaf@newhampshirescouting.org.
John, you're not going to order any product from those sheets that you receive, correct?
No, I will not. I will only order product when the unit submits this sheet right here to me. So that's the only time I will order product, is when I receive this from you. So, and again, what will happen is you'll complete this form, you'll get a copy of it, and I will get a copy of it. And it's only at that point in time I will then place the order. But again, my first order I will not place until March 31st.
Charlene makes a very good point, just as a point of clarification for anyone that decides to use the Cheddar Up as their unit. It is separate from the council, so you would need to keep track of your order in that same manner to go to the Maple Leaf email.
Correct. Right, anything other than what we're providing, you'd have to, those are your reports that you'll have to do.
The Cheddar Up does have a report system with it, so it'll break out. It'll give you a nice report system that of all the unit sales, and then you could then use that to send to make a council form out of.
Yeah.
I'd be pleased to help anybody out with that if they need it.
Yeah. In terms of checks, so the council only wants one check, which is going to be from the unit. So when you guys receive checks, so for example, if Troop, if I'm going to buy product from a scout from Troop 842, the check should be made payable to Troop 842 and in the amount of the product that I want to buy. So again, the orders you receive from your customer should be in your units, that the check should be made payable to your unit. Any other questions?
Would you guys want checks the day of pickup, or is it okay to wait, or is it okay to bring a check that day, or is that too much for you guys?
I will never say no to getting a check on delivery.
Okay, because it's probably just as easy for us to do that, but I
Yes.
don't want to overwhelm whoever is going to be passing out either.
If you want to write a check, that actually helps me out a lot, because then
Okay.
I don't have to send friendly reminders.
Sounds good.
Another question, John, in the chat. I know you discussed putting online orders on the fillable sheet. I'm confused about how that would be an issue if they aren't used for ordering.
It's going to be an issue for you, the unit, when you try to tabulate it. That's why. It's an error waiting to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, we run this to be risk-free, so that way there's no product. For years I used to head the popcorn sale, and the worst thing was trying to make sure that units didn't get stuck with product at the end of that sale, right? And then that's really kind of what we're trying to do here, is make sure that this is a low risk, and to make sure that nobody gets stuck with anything, and nobody gets hurt. All right.
John, do you have a rough idea how long it would take to get the product itself after the April 20th deadline?
The April 19th deadline. So
Yeah.
again, it can vary, but in generally speaking, I can get the product anywhere from 10 days on an early side, but it can be out to 21 days. And it's going to depend. My bottleneck is going to be the pancake mix. I already know. That was my bottleneck last year.
Are you encouraging the units to submit orders earlier than the 19th if possible, or as frequently as we feel needed, just so you can get orders put in?
Yeah, and that was the intent of why I inserted the March 31st order date, was to give you guys an opportunity to actually order some products sooner rather than later, and also to not create that bottleneck that we created last year with our supplier.
So on April 10th, if I had a whole mess of orders on April 10th, I could submit that on April 10th then to you. You wouldn't have an issue.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to shut your orders down on April 10th, absolutely. All right. Anything else?
I do not
Thank
see
you, John.
in the chat,
All right, great.
but I think Nicole might have a question.
No, I think she said thank you.
Oh.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
just thank you.
All right, so we will switch it up to camp cards. And is that showing up for everybody?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. So camp cards for this year, this is my first year obviously doing camp cards. As most of you might know, I started in May of the last year. And from my understanding, camp cards might have had an online version last year. So vendors were a little bit more of a challenge for 2022 due to the pandemic, but we had a few businesses step up and we're very grateful for them. So this will also be up on the council's website. And I know that there had been a question in regards to no risk. And I think this one does have a little bit of, has some risk. So I have changed the verbiage from the feedback that we had received on Facebook, because there is risk if a unit over orders with the return. But it's a $5 per camp card that comes back to the unit. And it began yesterday, but the website is already open for ordering. And I believe we had at least 3 troops place their orders of what they're looking for camp cards. And our current community partners, Shaw's Tractor Supply Company, Stark Brewing Company, Tire Warehouse, Sub-Zero, Papa John's, Altitude, Trampoline Park, The Common Man, Buffalo Wild Wings, Valvoline, Picture It Custom, which is an online platform, and then New Hampshire Fisher Cats. And this kind of gives a little detail about the responsibilities of the unit chair or the person who would be overseeing the camp cards. And we're just asking that camp cards get ordered in quantities of 25. Important dates, and we do have a QR code that I will be showing. We also have an online store for the camp cards through Square Reader. Pretty much the same scenario as right now. The council will take on the cost, but we are trying to work behind the scenes to see if we can pass that along. I think what happens is if we pass it along, it does it through all of our Square platforms. And so we are trying to limit it just to camp cards and Pancake. So the sales will be till the 30th of April with settlement deadlines as explained above. And then a scout that sells 230 camp cards or more receives a free week of camp, plus the unit earns the commission.
I ask a question. Why has that gone up so high? It was for 5 once they were $5. It was 250 cards. Once it was moved up to $10, because the price of the card doubled, they brought that amount down to 150 cards, and now you're back up to 230 cards.
Well, I had based it upon prior years with the 230 cards, and I can take a look at some of the numbers and see if we can offer some additional incentives. But when I designed it, I had based it upon some previous years. So it sounds like maybe I based it upon when the camp cards
$5.
maybe were at the $5 mark.
Yeah, it was because they were 250 at the $5 mark, 225 to 250 range for the $10 because the price went up twice as high. So.
Okay, I can see what I can do about adding an additional commission, maybe with like fewer camp cards, how that might look. So let me just look at those numbers, and anything that is changed or updated in regards to what can be earned will be put on the website, but we can also email the units as well. Just some various ways that you can do a unit kickoff and camp card agenda. This was something I had pulled from another unit that uses this program. And then with the current prices of camp as of right now, this is how many camp cards that could be sold to earn those levels of how many cards equal the various costs within the council. And then this QR code is the option to buy online, and I will bring that up in just a moment. But just safe ways to sell camp cards for the kiddos and make it work for your unit. And then this form will also be available online to keep track of how many cards that you've issued to each scout. The order has been placed. I expect it to be at the member care center the week, either the end of the week of the 14th or the beginning of the 21st. But I will also be scheduling out appointments to get those picked up at the member care center, and or if other arrangements are made, which the Cognito form that a few people have already asked for that, and we will definitely get that coordinated. All right, so I'm going to do a stop share and switch to the website. Sorry. Entirely too many screens open. Are there any questions so far? So on the website, you can just type in the search engine camp cards to get the information, and you can submit your order right through the website. And you can also send this link out to folks to purchase camp cards. And then the updated program that I had just sent out, the PowerPoint, is available with all of our vendors and a copy of the camp card and how to submit your order right here online. And I think I saw a question that came through. We will have the recording available on both the camp card page as well as the maple syrup page on the council website for everybody. That way it can be shared. And then the other question is the scout or unit keeping the money and also receiving a week at camp. So I want to make sure that I'm understanding your question, Jeremy.
So
Yeah,
I
so
think-
sorry.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to confirm, and it's been a little while since we've done this. So the scout keeps the $5 or the unit keeps the $5, pays the $5 to the council for the cards, correct?
That is
And
correct.
then and then once they hit that number, whatever the number ends up being, they will then potentially additionally receive the campership.
Correct. That is
On
correct.
top of
Yeah.
that.
So you'll
Okay.
settle up at the end of the campaign. The unit will settle up and then also been keeping track of each scout if they were to reach that 230 mark as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
And then I
then-
would just make sure to let the powers that be for whatever the activity know so that that recognition can be offered to that scout.
Gotcha. And then one follow-up question. I think you had showed a slide with it, but is there, so we can order a set amount and then are we charged if we return them by a certain date? I didn't get a chance to look at all that info.
Oh, yep. And it will be available. Let me just open it back up. I don't want to miss anything. John's been doing maple syrup a couple years. This is my first year with the camp cards.
Well, I can say our pack is happy that they're back. So
Oh, I was excited to put it together, and I look forward to building upon the partners. And this summer, I'll be reaching out to additional local partners. So I love the national chains, don't get me wrong, but we love the local partners and making sure we can give them the business whenever we can. So I think the question you had asked is about the returns. So here is the page about units may return up to 25% of their total camp cards without a penalty. So only order what you know to be true. And then you can, if there's additional cards, you can always order more.
okay.
As long as they're available. So I've placed the order based upon the 2019 numbers. And I'm pretty sure when I was doing clean out, there had been extra ones from a couple years ago. So I think there was a little bit of an overorder, but I kept it the same to get this year started. So we'll have plenty in hand. So I would say for the unit purposes, order what you know to be true.
The Scout.
And then feel free, and for your customers, feel free to use the online store through Square Reader if you so choose. And it is the same setup as the maple syrup, with making sure the Scout's name is there, the unit number, the district, so that once we get that into your hands, each unit, that way that can be delivered to the right person. And the goal is that we'll have those orders to units in the next couple weeks.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. The expiration dates are for the end of the year, 12/31/22. So Aaron, if the Scout sells 106, their camp fee is paid by the unit. But if it's 230, the camp fee is paid by DWC. So
yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, I mean, the incentive there is that if they, right now, the way that the program is designed, is that if a Scout sells 230, then the camp fee, yes, is paid by DWC. Anything less than 230, the Scout, the unit, whomever wants to pick up the difference, that would be on them. So that's how that would work. Bianca, one of the questions is, are any of the coupons multi-use?
Yes, so I will bring that. Let's see, let me bring up the first page. I did not get any restrictions with Stark Brewing Company. Let me just. Papa John's, Sub-Zero, multi-use. Common Man is multi-use. The pull-off ones, Shaw's and Buffalo Wild Wings, and the Tractor Supply are only a one-time use. Fisher Cats is multi-use, but it is limited to the Monday through Thursday games. So there are a few of them that you can actually use multiple times. It's more the tear-off ones that are not available for multi-use.
Just to let units know, Tractor Supply is are welcoming to doing show and sells in front of their facilities. They're very, very welcoming to that. And
They
Shaw's
really are.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did a lot of popcorn sales in front of them. They were great.
Yeah, they were so happy we were doing it again last year after COVID. They were so excited.
And on a side note, not that I'm ready to fully talk about popcorn, but the probably opening a can of worms here. Trails End is working with us. We are one of the selected councils where they are reaching out to Tractor Supply and other vendors that we've given their names to try and coordinate show and sells 4 units in advance so that they can just select those choices right online. And will just be first come, first serve. So more to come on that. But, if he put a few units had mentioned those suggestions, and Trails End has responded and is actually helping the units and the councils. And we were one of the selected councils that they're going to test it in this year.
There's a question about who keeps the $5 commission, the scout in their scout account, or does it go to the unit account? If I can answer that, you don't mind, Bianca?
Sure.
All right. So technically, the unit is the one who receives the money. How they want to account for that is entirely up to you. And I'll just use 3 little letters, IRS. And so technically the money goes to the unit, and how you guys account for that is entirely up to you. There's another one. When the unit orders 230 cards, do they also get a week of camp that the unit can use at its discretion?
Those cards would need to be sold. And no, it's for an individual scout. We didn't do a unit incentive. If a unit orders 230 cards and the unit itself sells all of those cards, and they want to award that to a scout, you know what, I think that I will make that decision now, that the unit can make that discretion.
How does the unit get the money from council? Do we have to request it?
The unit will be similar to popcorn, and once everything is reconciled, it will go into your council account. And if there's a check that has to be associated with that, we'll get those checks processed.
Yeah. But typically though, you're receiving the money though, because if you're out in front of Tractor Supply, you're getting that $10 in cash. So you actually have the money. We don't at the council level. The only time the council would have anything is if there was something ordered through the online store that Bianca talked about. And in that particular case, typically it's either put into your unit account once all the accounting is done, or if you guys don't want it there, then you can certainly request a check. But yeah, you guys actually you guys have the cash. We don't.
John, just to let you know, the camp card store for Cheddar Up isn't available right now, but it should be up for the next 2 days.
Okay.
So if people want to see what it looks like in Cheddar Up, they can once again use the email address up earlier, and then the unit would receive all the money, and then it's pay council.
Right.
And if any units are selling Red Sox tickets, I am waiting to hear back from our contact in regards to that game. I know that the only game that has been canceled is the opening game, and how that would look if scouts were selling those tickets. So just as an FYI, since we're on the call today, I have sent a message to the Red Sox. Any other?
Is there a quick, is there a form for submitting the scouts that earn the free week of camp? I know in the past there was a form that had to be submitted, and is there a due date on that form?
Tyler, are you still on?
He is not.
He's not. Do you know what that was like in the past, John?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I have a copy of it.
Is that Jerry?
Yeah, I have a copy of it.
All right. Can you email it to me real quick? Because that may be faster than me looking for it.
I can email it to you later on. I'm not at home right now.
Okay.
I'm actually sitting outside my troop meeting.
And then the leader's guide, the PowerPoint is available right on the website. Thank you, Jeff.
My second question, on your important date slide.
Yep.
It says the camp card sales end on April 30th. But we don't have to turn in cards and money till May 30th. I mean, is there a reason the card sales say they're ending April 30th? I mean, I could sell cards right up to May 29th, right?
Right, you could continue selling them. But the plan is, that we're just trying to get things settled up on the council level. So I'm just bringing the website back up. That does not have the PowerPoint, but let's see. This is where the guide is that had the PowerPoint. So yes, a unit could continue to sell after those order dates if they so chose, or those particular dates. But this way we could work on getting everything settled up, within a timely manner for the camp cards so that we know what we're looking at for how many scouts we're sending to camp and having that stuff taken care of.
Bianca, I don't see the form right away, but I can create one real quick for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. And then what we'll do is we'll get it up on the website.
Yep.
Because it kind of, I mean, that kind of goes in line with camp payment due the 31st, camp cards payment due the 30th. And when is the scout, if a scout earns that free week of camp, getting that credit put on the unit's account before they have to make the final payment for camp. So I just want to know if there's a certain date that I need to have that form submitted by so that DWC has time to credit our camp payment.
And that's a great point. And I would recommend that no less than 2 weeks prior to when that final payment is due, because there is going to have to be some kind of a reconciliation that's done and a coordination that's done. So I would recommend no less than 2 weeks prior to final payment. Can a unit keep unsold cards after the return date and keep selling them as long as the unit was settled up by the settlement date?
Yeah, so if the unit makes the payment to the council, you can continue to sell those, but just know that they will not be able to be returned if you don't sell them. And we're not going to be able to give you the money back that you've paid.
For the 230 cards sold by a scout to get that week of camp, does that have to be used this year or could it be held to another year?
John?
So to my knowledge, the only time where they allowed it to be carried over was due to COVID. So it would have to be used in this upcoming summer season, unless there's some exemption for some medical reason why the scout couldn't attend or something like that.
From Tyler, because we had that situation happen, it can be chosen. The scout can choose to gift it to another scout.
Yeah, that also can occur too. That is correct. Yep. Yep.
Are there any additional questions?
Can Bianca, do you have a direct email that we can contact you at?
The development at nhscoutin.org comes directly to my email, which is sometimes easier than the spelling of my name, but you can send it to either one and I will get it.
You want to put it in chat, yeah.
So I'm putting it in the chat, both of them. And then for those that are support, a new hire was just started today as a development assistant. So that person will also have eventually access to the development and NH Scouting. So once I've got her fully onboarded without getting her too overwhelmed. Oh, so Jessica, if the cards are ordered online using the QR code, how do you know? I'll do the same thing. I'll run a report and send it to the leader that is scheduled online as the proper contact person for camp cards.
So with the online cards, I know you said we had to order by 25, a count of 25. What happens if we only sell like 10 and then nobody else sells any? Can we pick up those 10 or are those null and void because we didn't hit the 25?
So you would take your 25 because you still have time to sell them.
Okay.
You'd be picking those up, so you could go to show and sells or to town hall or a gas station to sell them through family and friends, Easter, to get those last few sold out.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're comparing it with the online form, the units would still, I won't be using the online form to necessarily place the orders unless I don't see an order specifically from a unit, then I'll just let them know that that has come in and they need to pick it up.
Sounds good. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Overzealous scout that earns a week for both Pancake and camp cards. Well, good for them. Would they be allowed to carry them over? John, has that ever happened?
No, it hasn't yet.
Not yet.
It hasn't happened yet, but just to clarify, the award for the Pancake, again, is fill a sheet would be $50 for the first 10, 25 for the second 10. The thing with the Pancake mix, and it's not stated in there, but when the youth they'll receive a letter that actually indicates that they've received the award. They can actually use it for summer camp or any Granite Base Camp program as well. So it wouldn't be limited to just summer camp with respect to the Pancakes incentive. So they still have an opportunity to use it if they wanted to attend a Granite Base Camp program.
And those are awesome in case nobody's been.
Great. All right.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And I know we went 10 minutes over, but we had a lot of information and we appreciate all the feedback and anything that I know I missed. I appreciate the knowledge that everybody has shared so that we can always adjust and adapt to make things better so that it can be more successful in the future. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll send you over that form, John.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
John, can I ask one more question?
Yes, absolutely.
I know you said that the online orders cannot go on the form. I predict having a parent ask if we choose to do this. If the number of orders on that sheet are the same as what they order online, are we going to accept that, or is it just they have to fill a sheet? Meaning, say your sheet is 15 orders